Yep.
So they're going to get started pretty soon. We had to put him on pause, so Ben Perry, no stranger to the limelight here. He is a Belcher aficionado. Let's see if he can belch one more time.
I would just like to point out that Ben Perry's deck is a blue deck. Diminishing returns in the sideboard, that's not a red card. That's not a white card.
Totally does not count.
That is definitely a blue card.
Totally does not count.
It totally counts. He's even playing 4 Gitaxian Probes main deck. This is a blue deck through and through.
I'm going to respectfully disagree. Oh, here we go. Gutturals.
Cabal Therapy.
Oh, we're on a mulligan here.
Yeah, Cabal Therapy. And Ben Perry doesn't really have a lot going on. He's got 3 mana worth of rituals. He's got a couple of guttural responses.
All that sideboard stuff.
This is a slow opening hand, and it's a 6-card hand, and it's the sort of hand where Ben Perry just sits here for 3 or 4 turns and hopes to draw more mana.
Do you think...
Well, there's a Lotus Petal. That's more
again,
mana.
when you're boarding with these combo decks, I mean, he knows what he's doing. But having a hand like that just hurts a little bit. Doesn't it hurt to see? I can't imagine...
He's a callous, unfeeling, emotionless creature.
Okay, so he is a machine.
So he does have Zather Necromancer, and what's kind of sick is that he actually has the Force of Will, the pseudo Force of Will protection, because he can go Seeming Spirit Guide plus Guttural Response in the event that Rill tries to Force of Will this this particular insect.
I think you have to Force a Will it, right? I mean, it's not going to do anything after Zather, the Swarm hits at all. So
well, it depends on what the blue card you're discarding is. Do you really want that blue card or not? Because obviously the Guttural Response isn't going to do very much after this this insect resolves, but it will still counter Brainstorms. And if you pitch a blue card you wanted, all you're really getting for it is 1 Seeming Spirit Guide out of Ben Perry's hand.
Yeah, I think you force here, like what you said, Guttural Response is going to be a nuisance throughout the game, and especially while Ben's waiting. If he gets a land grant next turn, gets to play his land, and have Guttural Response every turn, it's going to be pretty annoying to play against. So yeah, I think he's going to go with the force here.
Yeah, and as a reminder, Ben Perry has 2 Guttural Responses, so he's just wearing him down. But that does take some of Ben Perry's very short supply of mana. Seeming Spirit Guide is gone.
Alright, so we have untapping here. Eric Rill is going to go into the tank, playing Delver of Secrets, no shocker here. And it looks like he has a Stifle in hand. So
this is a nice little clock he's got here. I mean, Ben Perry's hand is slow as a lot.
So we have an attack here, so he can cast any spell I want. But it looks like he's just going to say go anyway.
Yeah, he's just getting into the habit,
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, he does have land grant.
Oh, there we go. So that's what we talked about.
Yep.
All right, so land grant here. Fetching a land.
Now, do you even play it?
Yes.
You're opening yourself up to Wasteland.
I think you do it just so you can get a response, right?
I don't know. You tell me.
I don't know.
Assume.
I think he just has Delver out, and he said go with the land open. So I don't think you want to stop the Brainstorm.
That's true.
You want to stop the Ponder. I mean,
well, you can't stop the Ponder.
Oh, it's instant only. Okay,
yeah.
So stop the Brainstorms. What else does it stop here? I guess Stifle.
No, just the Brainstorms.
Yeah.
Oh no, a Stifle. That's true.
Yeah,
Stifle.
All right, so he flips with Force of Will, but Ben's not too worried. Actually, he's gonna use a fetch land here. We're not drawing Force of Will.
Yeah, he doesn't want Force of Will.
No, use that fetch land. Another cool legacy interaction with Delver. I don't like this card so much. Fetch land time. Not much thinking here. You draw that card, it's just going to be miserable. A full do nothing. I mean, you can maybe bank on drawing a removal spell for the Swarm, but I don't think we're at that point right now. I think he just wants to get in there with Delver and then draw maybe one more threat to speed this up. A Dark Confidant would be a nice draw.
Dude, I gotta say, Legacy is a beautiful format. I mean, it's horrific in some ways, but it's not necessarily horrifically bad or anything. It's just horrific. Like, it's scary, it's crazy, it's insane.
What do you think about him drawing the Force there? Do you think he wants that?
Yeah, I don't know. Not really.
I mean, he could technically stifle.
I mean, I guess he does want it. He chose it.
Yeah, I guess he could stifle the Swarm trigger and then force something. But I think if you stifle the trigger, I think Ben will say go after. Wait till next turn. He draws Charbelcher. Okay, so wow, he's
assembling a fair bit of mana here.
Yeah, and Ben, he doesn't have to do anything until, it's time. Until he has all the mana to do.
Is that right? Ritual, so that's land, right makes 2, ritual makes 3.
He's short. He can play. I think he has a Spirit Guide too.
So he has 4 mana.
He has 4.
He could play the Belcher, but he doesn't actually win yet.
Yeah, he might as well wait.
And he's got a little bit of time.
I like how Ben went to his pad there to take the. He did that with the Zathra Swarm the first time, or excuse me, Eric did, and it's funny. Swarm doesn't actually have to connect. I know it's in foreign, it's a Japanese card, but it actually says when it's attacked, and I think it says is it not blocked or just attacks? That's the question. Does Swarm say when it attacks and not blocked, or does it say when it attacks you can't play spells? I think it's the
I think it has to not be
not
blocked.
yeah. So if we can get that on the screen at some
So
point,
let's see.
I'd like
What,
to see.
what did he draw this time?
Because it actually is relevant. Because if he has Delver flipped, he could just,
Did he draw another Simian Spirit Guide? No, what did he draw? He's got his land, his right, yeah.
So your
he's
Simian
getting
Spirit
in there
Guide?
again. Sending him a message.
Message.
Take 0.
0 to your face.
This time he does play the Taiga.
We are casting our
Yep,
Belcher.
At this point, he wants to play his Belcher because he's only one ritual away, so the next turn he can actually activate the Belcher.
Yep. Now the danger in this is Wasteland. Danger is if he draws a Wasteland now, he's 2 mana away. Where if he would wait, it might be a little more advantageous. But
Yeah,
we'll
but he'd
see.
still be 2 mana away because he's getting a double tap onto this Taiga.
There's that brainstorm. We've been waiting to get a response. There it is.
But yeah.
It's okay. We'll see what happens here. Brainstorm, probably another one of the best cards printed.
So Eric did decide to keep the Force of Will because he can keep one of his insects home to be able to block the Xanthid Swarm.
Yeah,
Obviously, Ben still has,
Yes, definitely. He actually doesn't have to be blocked. There we go. I'm glad we brought that up. So,
But if the insect stays home, he can't do it 2 turns in a row.
right. So,
If that insect, Jesus, this is insect on insect violence.
yeah, this is too much insect war going on here. How often do insects commit in battle besides Delver on Delver? Not very often.
Do either of these players have Swarm Yard in their 75?
That regenerates them.
It gives you the edge in the insect mirror match.
It does give you the edge.
Which obviously you can Living Wish for it, so you don't have to play it main deck. But
Right, yeah. Clearly, I wouldn't play that main. Living Wish targets are kind of lame too, so you might as well throw a sweet land in there. All right, so he brainstorms, had a bunch of spells there. It looks like
if he doesn't have any way to meaningfully interact, he kind of just has to clock Ben and hope he doesn't have any mana.
yeah,
right?
he needs to 6 him right here.
Because it doesn't really help to block and kill the Zathrid Swarm.
What he's going to do here is
I guess he can try to.
he has Stifle, so he's going to stifle the Zathra trigger once, okay, and then he's going to bash in for 6 right here, and then get to bash in for 6 again. Because if he stifles that trigger, Ben's going to have to say go, unless he has enough mana somehow to Guttural Response and then activate Charbelcher.
So like Lion's Eye Diamond would be the best draw.
Exactly. What did he draw? That's what I'm wondering. So you stifle here, Eric. Stifle that trigger, then you get another free 6 damage in. That stifle's worthless anyway, so Eric's thinking. How often does this come up? See, that's a problem. Eric might not see this play.
2.1% of the time.
Okay, yeah, he didn't see the play. So if he dies here, we don't know yet. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna give him a chance.
Oh, he might have just looked into Ben Perry's soul.
Yeah.
Did you actually factor that in?
No.
Because if he looks into Ben Perry's soul and see that Ben doesn't have it, he may just be like, you know what?
Call. And then, all right, kill you.
That's pretty sick, right?
Yeah, it is. Oh, we're stifling here.
That's the thing. See, that's not where Ben Perry's soul is, though. You should be looking in Ben Perry's soul.
Get the read.
Don't look in your own soul. Your own soul's gonna lie to you. It's gonna start telling you this whole story, and you're gonna be like, "Oh, my soul."
No, your own soul's gonna say, "Why am I playing against Belcher? Why top 4? Belcher's here against probably the best Belcher player around."
He's got a blue card. He's got Force of Will in his hand. People with Force of Will in their hand do not lament the fact that they're playing against Belcher.
Except when they're down a game and looking at this right now. Down the barrel of a gun here. Whew. I agree with you, though. Force of Will decks, you typically are pretty happy to play against them. But this one doesn't play any hand disruptions. It just has the forces and the counter magic instead of the combination of hand disruption as well.
That's pretty wild.
Yeah. So let's go ahead and... Maker, he's still deciding. This is an important decision. I can understand taking your time. You really have to get that soul read, like he said. Are you going to believe that Ben has it now?
Oh, he's fetching.
Or are you going to give him another chance?
He's making fetch happen as we speak.
That's a nice little movie reference there. All right, so we're going to go ahead and stifle here. I'm not against waiting, though. You know why? He didn't have it last turn. Do you want to give him 2 chances to draw it? Or 1 chance to draw it?
He does stifle.
All right.
Man, I would have looked into Ben Perry's soul.
Yeah. I might have played
Guttural response.
What he drew Lion's Eye
Aggressive.
Diamond?
That's like an indication of Lion's Eye Diamond. Jesus, it is
Oh my
unbelievable how
God.
aggressive that is.
If he drew there's no other card he could have drawn.
There's nothing else that makes sense.
No. And Ben Perry has been making a lot of sense today.
But wait, you can still Guttural response the Force of Will.
Yeah.
What?
I guess, well, this works too because, I mean, he can't
Yeah.
cast any spells, so.
This is...
Okay. Well, did he draw the Lion's Eye Diamond? Was all this for naught?
I
Does he
don't
have
know what's going on
Does he
right
have a
now.
second Stifle? Well, then you definitely don't waste Stifle because you can Stifle the Charbelcher. You don't waste Stifle. That'd be insane. I think it's a second Stifle. Do not Stifle this trigger.
No, sir. Not gonna do it.
Wouldn't be
Not,
prudent.
Wouldn't be prudent.
Don't
Wouldn't
do
be
it.
Won't.
Don't
nope.
do it.
Nope.
Don't do it.
But he has his mana open so that he doesn't get surprised. He just wants to have the blue mana available.
I would have done that because now Ben would have gone for it and he would have got stifled.
Well, he can't stifle the
land grant in his
he
hand?
can't stifle the Belcher trigger this turn if he's under Zathid.
I think it was a land grant. I think it was a big bluff. He had us all for a loop, didn't he? Is there another land in here?
There is the forest.
Okay.
Nice little Ice Age forest.
So we are now 1 mana away. Countdown. The final countdown.
You see, I think you just let him stifle the Zathid Necromancer trigger. Then when he Force of Wills your land grant, Guttural responds that.
Yeah, because then he would be just out of cards.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, if he had Lion's Eye Diamond, this play makes sense because it really doesn't matter. You win anyway. But he did not, so yeah, that was definitely a better play. All right, so Ben Perry, 2 lands, 8 life, 2 Delvers.
Very
Oh, he
few
drew
cards
a
in his
ponder.
deck.
Drew a ponder.
Yeah, but very few cards in Ben Perry's deck don't threaten to win the game next turn.
Oh, we have a young heart Wasteland. All right.
Very aggressive.
You need the Wasteland. This is the
Yeah,
perfect
absolutely.
card.
This is so powerful here. This Eric Rill might actually do the impossible.
So-
Win against Belcher with a Force of Will deck.
That was sarcasm for those at home. Ben Perry, knowing how important his sideboard is making a note on his deck list. The funny thing is, he still has 7 cards against the blue deck, and we saw a bunch here. He was on a mulligan this game, and he's performed pretty well on it too.
Yeah, it's weird. He didn't have any land in his opening hand too.
No.
I mean, he hasn't.
He
Play
did
a
not take the
ton.
Wasteland.
He did not take the Wasteland. What does that even mean?
So he's,
Nothing makes sense.
yeah, this world is,
What did he keep? Oh, because he has Stifle and
has
Force of
Stifle
Will.
and Force of Will.
So we can go Stifle, the Zathir Necromancer, and Force of Will, the card that makes mana.
it's going to be, but he can't,
That plays around Lion's Eye Diamond.
actually, but if he stifles a Necromancer, if Ben Perry draws a Simian Spirit Guide, he kills him.
Yes.
So he actually has to stifle the Charpelcher this turn.
No, because if he's under Necromancer, if he's under
Yeah.
Zathir, he can't.
So he should have wastelanded that land.
It depends.
This
Well, you
line-
could also look into the future.
Right, you could. This line stops casting mana, but does not stop the free mana from the ability of Spirit Guides.
And Wasteland stops most of the mana too, because it's only the only ones that get out of it are really Lion's Eye
Lines on
Diamond.
Diamond, that's it.
That's it,
So
right?
you turned off 4 cards this route instead of 8 cards.
Are
We
there
got
any
8
others?
left.
I guess is there a card in his hand he doesn't know?
No,
I don't think so.
there's only 1 card in this hand.
Well, either way, it's going to be close. Ben Perry dropping to 2, which means the Taxian Probe is shut off.
Okay, so
It's all down to this.
Spirit Guide for the win. Insect Bash.
Stifles the trigger.
Ben says sure.
Fair enough.
Question mark. And Tinder Wall, which will be
Force of Will, boom. Eric Rill earned it too. He's the one who kept that Force of Will on top of his deck.
Yeah, it worked out.
But to be fair, they both go for the fake out handshake. If Ben had actually let the Stifle resolve, he could have Guttural response for the Force of Will potentially,
Right, he would've- he
or
probably
Guttural
would-
response for the
He
I
would
don't
have
know if
had
he
the
ever-
3 cards in his hand at that point. He would only have 2 cards in his hand.
Man,
You're
I-
right. It would have been better. Yeah.
And that's assuming if Eric Rill would have tried to Force of Will the land grant, then Ben Perry could have blew the Guttural response then. Now, of course, Eric would ponder and actually, instead of keeping, like he would actually ponder and keep Wasteland.
Yeah.
But like, it's
it would have been a
crazy game.
Yeah, a lot of different things.
Exciting.
You do.
So we're going to game 3, and this time Belcher gets to go first.
Belch. And Ben Perry seems to go the same route. I bet if we questioned him about his 3-game series here, he would say, yeah, I win most of my game 1s, usually lose game 2. And then game 3 on the play, I've been skating by, getting them. Okay?
Yeah, I don't think he would say that because I don't think he uses the expression skating.
Oh, really?
But
what do you think he uses? He looks like a very angry...
He uses big, blunt instruments like hammers, like clubs, baseball bats.
He's got the bouncer goatee on. The bouncers at clubs that you see, they have that bouncer goatee.
Okay.
He also has the tattoos quite visible. So I would never... I'm not going to insult this man because he could come to the booth and, really hurt me. So I'm not going to do that.
He's also a cool dude.
Oh, is he? Okay, cool.
Yeah. I've known Ben for a long time. That's why I said he's been around in the vintage scene. Plus, he's played in a lot of tournaments in the Michigan. You see, he's wearing a Detroit Tigers shirt.
No, I won't take any offense to that. So Detroit Tigers go. We have we're going to come back to the booth for a minute. I guess to chat about what we've seen, even though what we've seen is pretty self-explanatory. Belcher wants to get it in play, pray to have a mana activated later. Kind of the story of his life, right?
So Tezzeret started out as a good guy. He was part of the whole quest when him and Elspeth and Ajani and to a degree even Soren. Was it Soren? No, they had one more with them. It was Soren, wasn't it? Yeah. So they're all
you
going.
really like
yes.
the 6-mana Soren?
Yeah, but what I'm saying is they were going after Nico Bolas.
Reminded me of that.
Yeah, they were going after Nico Bolas. Now, and here's the thing: Nico Bolas, obviously, as you know, has the ability to just take control of people, like,
Right.
like Emperor style.
Doesn't he kill like everybody? And he's a big killer.
For the most part. Now he doesn't kill Sarkin Vol. Sarkin Vol goes mad.
Right.
But sort of he killed him. It was really weird. They thought he was being killed, but really he was actually just like reclusive, like being all mad. But Tezzeret he corrupts, and that's when Tezzeret becomes an agent of Bolas himself.
I see.
Which is interesting. Tezzeret, one of the interesting things about his naming convention is the fact that he's one of the few like iconic characters in Magic whose name had to be not translated literally. Right. Normally with people's names, you translate them literally from one language to the other because it's a name. You're not just changing. But it's mildly profane in Spanish.
Is it?
Or Bolas.
Bolas.
Or it's either Spanish or Portuguese if we can get a ruling.
I don't think our producers are going to assist us in any more of these shenanigans here.
Oh, I would be shocked if they didn't.
He didn't even put Norn the Wary on the screen for me. I wanted to show the people at home.
Norn the Wary is even a Magic card.
Yeah, they could have just put Norn the Wary. This is a fantastic Magic card.
Well,
flavor-wise.
All right, sure. Yeah, absolutely. And for those of you wondering at home, Ben Stark is still the official sanctioned flavor judge. If you have any flavor draft questions, make sure to tweet at Ben Stark. I don't know the exact string of numbers. If we could get his Twitter handle up there, but Ben, there's like 8, 5.
I follow.
If you just do a Google search for Ben Stark Twitter, flavor draft or flavor judge, you'll be able to find the correct Ben Stark to tweet at. And if nothing else, actually, you can actually tweet at LSV and ask him Ben Stark's exact Twitter handle, or whoever he recommends for flavor draft questions.
I guess LSV is pretty good at getting back at people. Why don't we just ask LSV the same questions and see his opinion too?
No. He's not a flavor.
He's a pun guy.
He is, and
he's a pun guy.
He also is more of he's a competitor. It would not be fair for him to do the judging.
I see.
Luis is a man who has a lot of flavor, and he loves the flavor of burritos.
Oh, I see. Yes. I see. I got what you.
No, that's actually true.
With. He likes burritos.
Yeah, the flavor of them.
The flavor of burritos.
A great deal, yes. Okay,
great. Luis, if you guys have ever a chance, he is a great guy, another pillar of the community, awesome human being,
and a guy who doesn't mulligan as much as Eric Rill apparently.
Yeah.
Who is going to 6 cards real fast.
Yeah, mulliganing is overrated.
Okay, Gerard, tell us more.
Gerard likes to keep them. I see him sometimes taunting his opponent. All right, let's keep in the blind. I see him asking these questions to players.
If you're playing Shards Block Limited, Shards Block Draft, do you keep 2 forests, 2 mountains, 2 swamps, Broodmate Dragon?
Yes.
That's what I said. I said I would keep 6 Mountains Broodmate Dragon. Are you kidding?
Close, yeah, that card is insane. That card was just the best. Back when Ferris was played, I didn't play any blue spells. I was forced to play Broodmate Dragons. Because when you try to out-control a fairy player, that just never worked out well. That card's just too good.
You know who played fairies before Bitter Blossom was legal?
Paulo Vitor de Gama Rosa, is that right?
Zvi Maushevitz. No, Paulo played it when it was legal.
Okay, are you talking about we're talking way back in the day with whatever fairies
Way back in the day. I'm talking about literally the month before Bitter Blossom was printed.
Okay.
2 months before Bitter Blossom was printed.
It was played a little bit before Bitter Blossom.
Was correct, because Zvi Maushevitz invented. Eric isn't mulliganing, he's still shuffling for 7. Well, my God. All right, so these players, going on minute 5 of shuffling, give us time to reminisce about when Zvi played blue-green fairies at Worlds in 2006. Or no, 2007. Worlds. That was which is honestly, obviously, one of the most skill testing World Championships there's ever been, if not the most, and certainly the one that was filled with the most, attractive.
2007. Yeah, I wonder who else did well in that one.
Nassif. Well, he came in 3rd, but Zvi played a blue-green fairies deck that used a lot of Pendelhaven action. He had Scrib Ranger. He had Scion of Una. He had Luxodon Warhammer.
What was that creature? Spectral Force. Was that in the deck with Scrib Ranger? Remember that was a sweet
I'm not
combo.
even sure. I think he was mostly about the fairies.
It's all about
yeah,
Fae.
because he wanted to be misbind clicking people. But all right, both players have an opening hand they're happy with, which is never good for the person who's not playing Belcher.
Nope, never good. We have a few people on Twitter talking about they've enjoyed your stories, so they're going to buy your book specifically because of the stories. But your book is not really a story base; it's more of a
There's a lot
building.
more stories than I think you may be giving credit to.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's a lot of just detailing exploits over the different years. I mean, first of all,
I think they mean magic lore, but yeah, I know what you're saying. Definitely stories.
Certainly more of the stories are involving, like, for instance, Jeff Cunningham and him trying to hide inside of a hoodie while Mark Herberhals rips open his soul, puts it on the table, laughs at it, walks away, comes back later, finishes him off, then takes the money that he got and goes and buys ice cream. So Ben Perry, it looks like he's debating on what line of play specifically to go down, because obviously he's got to try to play around Force of Will. I mean, obviously there's a number of other cards he wants to play around too, but Force of Will is usually. Oh, wait, is Eric Rill? Eric Rill is sideboarding now, or shuffling, mulliganing now?
Yeah, he has to be mulliganing at this point. So we're going to 6. Ben Perry keeps his 7. God, when Belcher keeps 7, just on the play. Shrills down the spine there. Death imminent. I remember for a while Belcher, to beat these blue decks, actually played Blood Moon themselves. And they actually had that in the sideboard.
Oh, just to get out like the turn 1 Blood Moon?
Yeah, and they don't have to really spend too many resources. Yeah, I mean, I bet if Ben knew there was this much no basic around, he probably might have had that as well. But he's doing quite well without it. So
what's your favorite game store to play at?
I play here at a local store called Kaboom in my area. It's a pretty sweet store. Are you talking about no.
Anywhere. Where do you play at? Where do you,
Kaboom.
Is that back over in Virginia?
Yeah. It's in Virginia Beach. We have about 6-7 great card shops in the area. A lot of players over there. The problem is we're bottlenecked, so the travel's pretty bad. So that's why we don't have PDQs. We have to drive, to Richmond, Maryland, go to those for those. So how about yourself?
Well, it depends. When I'm in Michigan, obviously RIW Hobbies for sure. When I'm in Wisconsin or Minnesota, anything connected to Legion events, like Misty Mountain, any of the, and then obviously out in Denver, like Enchanted Kingdom. There's all sorts of good places to game,
Big name places. I have seen the RW store around here. They sell cards at events once in a while, so I think that's RIW. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, like at events. Like
yeah.
It's located in Livonia, Michigan. So Ben, opening up with Land Grant, we're gonna see. So we've got Xanthid Swarm, tons of mana, plenty of rituals, empty the Warrens. So he's primarily on an empty the Warrens plan. Does Eric actually have any way to interact with an empty the Warrens? If, at all? It's like you can't even, I guess you can stifle it if you have mana, but this is not a spot where that's even possible.
I don't think so. We're going to find, a bunch of deck lists over there. I don't think those are on the top 8. Let's see.
Yeah.
Eric Rill, I'll locate it. In the meantime, get that basic land, or see that basic forest out of this deck here.
So he does get the forest, which indicates, is he going to just play the Xanthid Swarm and ship the turn, do you think?
Yeah, I think so. Either that, or if he does ever try to use the Charbelcher mode, he ever tries to use that, you don't want to hit that force because Charbelcher reads, hitting a mountain doubles it. Force is only single, so it can really be a detriment to having it in your deck.
Is there any chance he boarded in Bonfire of the Damned? That would be a pretty sick miracle.
I think so too. I think, does you have to on the draw? Does you have to have some out with Brainstorm to be able to brainstorm and do it for one? I think you.
I mean,
think
killing
you
the Zathrid Swarm is not the worst.
Yeah, I think you do. And
so he
here's
bolts
Bolt.
the Swarm.
It's funny because Bolt is a card you think would be not so great against Belcher. Maybe he even boarded out game 2. Actually, he saw the deck list.
Yeah,
so
no, he
left
the jig is up. Besides, that's what they always do.
Yeah,
and you can bolt a Tinderwall sometimes when you got to get busy.
Yeah. All right, so Tinderwall here, he's gonna wait. And you know there
no. Yeah, isn't he gonna? He's gonna empty this turn, right? Like if he land grants for Taiga.
Did he have enough mana to do it last turn? Because if he did, he should have done it last turn.
I'm not sure. Well, we'll see. Because like, he's gonna have he gets to play a second land, and he gets the mana he used from the Swarm. And he drew an extra card.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's gonna be able to. And Force of Will doesn't even stop this.
No. All right, so it looks like he's thinking about it. I mean,
I think he wanted to play through Force of Will also. If he tried to go off last turn, a Force of Will could be very annoying.
Right.
Now, there's no spot where Force of Will actually stops him, is there?
No. He's going to be able to go off here.
Force of Will would actually build the Storm Count at this point.
Oh, yeah. If you're going to empty the Warrens, which that's his plan because he doesn't have any other stuff in his hand, you definitely... He plays Tinderwall, he's going to be emptying the Warrens this turn. Because otherwise you just wait. He doesn't need that extra mana. Alright, so he's going to sack it here. We're going to go...
I love the discipline here. Ben not playing his other land grant yet because he doesn't want Eric to know his hand.
Right.
Such disciplined play.
Yes. Ben waiting for Desperate Ritual to resolve. Does he have?
Because he doesn't want Eric to know.
Daze in Eric's hand?
He doesn't want Eric to know, am I just building this
he has
Stone
a Daze in his hand.
But he has Spirit Guides in his own hand.
Yes.
And Eric knows about one of them.
Oh man, if you Daze this, that'll just be... It'll backfire.
Yes.
Daze is a tough card. In this matchup because the mana is free, it comes out of nowhere, and it can ultimately build these Empty the Warrens, have more and more goblins come out here.
So now the one that he didn't want countered has resolved, which means that at this point it's safe to show his hand, get as much mana as possible, and he's actually not going to use the Spirit Guides. There's no reason.
Right.
Like he's got 4 mana, he's going to empty the Warrens, and it's going to be for 1, 2, 3, 4, so 8 goblins.
8 goblins should be enough to at least put a pretty quick clock on Eric. Man, if he boards in that bonfire, he has the Brainstorm.
Yes.
That would be the way to go here. I see a young Pyromancer in his hand.
Yeah. And now, do you think there's any chance that he could actually young Pyromancer enough to...
I think so, because Ben's going to put him to 12 next turn. He's going to untap with Young Pyromancer, and if he casts 3 instants, for example...
I mean, he could potentially try to take over this game with, like, if he chains together enough Brainstorms and the like Ponders and Brainstorms, he could actually, you know, make enough guys, Gitaxian Probes, all that. He could make enough Goblins or enough Elementals to block.
That's kind of like why I think he should have saved the Xanath Swarm, or at least try to go off the next turn, because... The difference between 10 goblins and 8 is huge. We go from a 2-turn clock to a 3-turn clock, and that's huge. So the one missing storm count might bite him here in the end, but we'll find out.
But it is a little bit of a judgment call, right? Because, like, if he would have been playing against Force Will, this line of play is even more effective.
Yeah, but looking at his hand, it just seems like he has so much mana that he probably could get around Force of Will. I mean, it'd be too hard to go back right now.
All right, so we're going to see a young Pyromancer.
Yeah, so he's going to see if
this
he can...
This is Eric's plan. He's going to just suck it up, take 8 damage, but then he's going to try to make so many tokens that he can actually establish control of this game.
Yeah.
It is anybody's game.
All right, so he draws. Obviously, his draws are going to be a little bit worse.
Is that Zathrid Swarm?
Oh, you know what I think you do here? Do you cast...
One Spirit Guide to cast the other? It depends. In general, yes.
He knows he has a daze. No, he doesn't know he has a daze. So this would be...
He might just cast the Zathrid Swarm though, just because.
Oh yeah, I think I'd cast a Swarm here too.
Or wait, is that a Tinderwall? No, it is a Zathrid Swarm.
Yeah, I'd cast the Swarm here because it just guarantees it the next turn. Oh, he's actually going to go. He
is going to go for the Spirit Guide, which is going to make that
daze
solid gold.
Yeah.
Now it does set him back a turn. Like it does, which is one less turn of having. Oh, but he gets to have the Pyromancer token now.
Yeah, he gets a free token.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Wow, that might be a game-winning play for Eric. We'll
Yeah.
see. Like, obviously, he's got a lot of spells he's going to have to
Right.
cast before he can kill all his elementals, but...
It's easy for us because we know he had the days. I don't fault Ben's play. He obviously is playing, hey, if you have the days, that sucks. If you don't, then this will probably finish you off here because this guy's a lot bigger, too. All right, so we're going to draw here. He has Wasteland, not too great.
Mostly he just needs to cast
He's going to
cantrips.
cast spells, yeah. He's just going to go Ponder, hopefully into another cantrip.
He's looking for as many cantrips as possible, or obviously Bonfire of the Damned.
Yeah, that'd be just the best. I think you shuffle that. It's a therapy, some junk.
He does choose to shuffle.
He has Brainstorm in hand. Here's the tricky thing with Brainstorm. It's kind of, more, I guess, legacy play where you brainstorm on your own turn. So you play your fetch land and be able to fetch. Because when you brainstorm in a turn, you only get to get rid of one card instead of two.
But he's already played a land this turn.
Right, so
it
he
doesn't
can't
matter
do it.
overly.
Right, so he's going to have to, if he wants to get full value out of the brainstorm, he'd have to wait a turn. But I don't think he has time. Don't think there's time, my friend. I think we're brainstorming.
And a lot of
here.
times you'll brainstorm first so that you can use Ponder to shuffle the stuff away.
Yeah.
But if you're really desperate, you Ponder first and then brainstorm just so you see the maximum amount of cards if you're looking for something specific.
All right, so he draws. It looks like another blue card. Could be.
Is that a daze?
Looks like
no, brainstorm. No, it is a daze. 'Cause he already had a brainstorm.
Now, he's going to brainstorm here. He don't really have much free. Does he? He has probe.
And he's brainstorming now so as to shut off guttural response.
Right. And if he draws a probe here, he can use it. But 2 life being paid right now, probably not the best plan.
Yeah, but it's worth it for a goblin, I think. Maybe. It depends on the rest of the hand. But he's choosing his cards. He's going to have a fetch land on top so that he can shuffle and he won't have to just draw another land the turn after that.
Right. All right, so the plan is clear. Ben has to send all goblins in again, but it's going to kill 3 of them.
Yeah, this time he'll only do 5, which will put Eric at 7, which certainly not out of the woods yet.
I like the attack here because
You're not blocking.
You're not blocking, so
Let's keep it real.
yeah, this guy is here to stay here. I don't know what good cards Ben can draw in this situation because he needs a critical mass of cards to do anything really.
Burning Wish wouldn't be bad.
Yeah, he gets to. I think he has something on the board for some mirror goblins here. He's going to play the Zathras Swarm here.
So what do you think about not dazing the Zathrid Swarm there?
I think you daze it.
Well, it sets him back a mana again.
Yeah, but the setting back is almost negated by getting the goblin there, or the elemental, excuse me.
He's got time. He's gonna, he's got.
Yeah, it's
some
actually he's in great shape. This is not this clock that Ben put on the 8 goblins instead of the 10. If he had the 10 goblins,
Yeah,
this
I
would
mean,
have been a
but I
big
don't know.
game.
I don't think he necessarily had the option of 10.
I think the force might have been 12 or 14 depending on how much Eric was willing to tango with him. I think he had the perfect set because it was 6 mana cards and it emptied the warrens. It's just perfect, right?
I mean, I don't know.
I guess it'd be
A
hard
lot
to
of
tell
things
this
would have been
point.
different. But he fetches up a volcanic island, and does he have another cantrip to keep digging? He has one more ponder, right?
I didn't see it. I know he has the days. I'm not sure what the other card is.
This young pyromancer is out here grinding.
Yep.
In the name of Eric's deck, it's young and getting it. Well, this
Young and
pyromancer
getting it.
is young and getting
Gitaxian
it.
Probe was the blue card. Gitaxian Probe, Dark Confident, days.
If you play Dark Confidant, you could block with it, but it's a little risky if Ben
Yeah.
decides to stop attacking.
Yeah, if I was Ben, I'd say, your turn. Be careful. So Probe, Elemental. Alright, so we got some more mana. Now, it's not out of the realm of reality that Ben can just start building mana and then Charbel's from later on, right? I mean, he can easily just come back here with a bunch of cards.
Yeah, I mean, it's certainly not out of the realm of reality. Reality's got a real big realm.
It's a big realm.
Gitaxian Probe again for yet another token, and we are very, very close.
Yeah,
Remember, if Eric gets one more, he can actually afford to even throw the Pyromancer away.
Yeah, we are done attacking here. On Ben's side, I think.
Why?
But no, not done. Not like stop attacking, but I think the plan is not going to be victorious here. I think he's going to have to go and use other resources in his deck to win this one.
This is
This is going to fall short.
It's tough, but I think Eric's a pretty solid favorite at this point.
Eric is definitely in the driver's seat here. Is that a probe? It's probe. So attacks here, 3 for 3, tokens gone. Eric falls to 4. And it is a probe. I think, is he going to wait?
Now, what's interesting about his life total getting so low, there isn't really any other way for Perry to do small amounts of damage, right?
No, he's going to either have to empty the wards again, which I don't like against a Pyromancer.
There's also, I mean, he could ritual out a Simian Spirit Guide or an Elvish Spirit Guide to fight with, right?
Yeah.
Or he could do another very modest empty.
Yeah, I think those are nice plays. It's going to be tough, though. Here comes a Swarm. Going to get dazed here.
Ooh, which makes another token.
Yep. So we know the token route again on Ben's side has come to a screeching halt here. So we're going to have to come up with a new way to win.
What do you think about playing the Swarm there? Do you think it's possible you're supposed to just not?
I like playing it here because if you're trying to go the Charbelcher route, you need him out earlier. In this way, he can always keep scaring Eric, right, with his attacks.
That's true, and like as we see, because of Brainstorm, Eric's got enough guys anyway.
Yeah, it looks like he has about 5 land. Yeah, so Ben probably will have time. He's going to be able to fetch land and get rid of him. However, you know, still makes you think. Do you think Eric has the gall to play that Dark Confident?
I don't know. Like, it would take a little more than gall. It would take like brain damage.
Well, think about it. He's putting 3 land on top, guaranteed.
3 land on top. He put 1 land in the Dark Confidant on back because he's going to shuffle that sucker away.
That's true. Yeah. He kept the yeah. Are the 3 non-basics better than having the Dark Confidant just in case?
He doesn't want to be tempted.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure the land is going to be more effective than the dude, but you know, I don't think the dude's going to be playable at this point either.
Swarm gets in there. What Ben really needs now is a nice, modest little empty. You know, like ritual empty. Get 6 more goblins. Get himself some breathing room.
That would be nice, yeah. All right, so Ben looking for mana.
I mean, he's got a little bit of time. He's got a few turns. He certainly has a few turns, but he really... I think that the Belcher plan is just a little too ambitious. I mean, he might be able to pull it off, particularly since he has those 2 land. But
yeah, I just don't think an empty is going to be able to stop this young Pyromancer. But then again, he does have a lot of land in hand. So if Eric draws kind of cold for a few turns, then the empty the wards will be effective.
I mean, an empty for 8 should certainly be good enough, barring some, something crazy like a bonfire. But an empty for 6 might do it.
All right, so Eric.
This game is tight.
Yeah, Eric shuffles away the junk.
Looks like, is that another blue card? It is. Taxian Probe. Ben Perry begins to slip into a hole. He does have Ritual, and Probe, which means that an empty is for 8 tokens. It's pretty good.
Not too bad, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think if he draws an empty here, it's not even bad if he draws a Burning Wish.
Yeah, because he can actually just cast the Burning Wish and then, do it the next turn. All right, so...
Eric's got to wasteland him at this point, though, right?
Yeah.
Just to stunt his mana?
There's just no reason to hold it. The mana is not important to you right now. The 4th land there.
This is such a sick game. Do you think... do you swing with how many tokens? Just 1? Yeah, I like it. I like swinging with 1.
He knows that Ben can't really remove any blockers on his side, so it's just a safe attack here.
Yeah, and he knows Ben can't really block because then he starts running out of goblins, and the young Pyromancer can eventually threaten to get in.
Does he have enough mana to do the empty now? He has green mana. Does he have the Simian Spirit Guide in hand?
He drew the empty. He drew the empty.
Oh, man.
Unbelievable, but he does have the probe.
You still wait
You
here,
still
right?
wait. You got time.
Yeah. Oh, what a sick wasteland, huh?
Yeah, no kidding. He's gonna do it.
Oh man, you were just a madman.
Would it never be said that Ben Perry is scared?
You are a madman.
He is not scared. He is
There's
not
just so
scared
many
of them.
bricks you can draw here.
So many hits that he draws and wins.
Yeah. Just wait a turn. Just wait a turn. What, does he draw a land grant?
Land grant.
Yeah,
Doesn't do anything.
A waste of a storm counter too.
Well, he still has the land grant, which storm counts also.
Yeah.
But yeah, he just misses one storm count
Just
from the
wait
probe.
1 turn, buddy.
Dude, I don't know. No gamble, no future.
Madman.
He's not under the most amount of pressure.
Right.
All right, 2 tokens getting in there this time. Bolts the Swarm.
Should he? Yeah, oh man, that's real good. Now Flusterstorm is active.
So what's
what
that
a draw!
blue card in his hand? Is that Stifle?
Flusterstorm.
Oh, it's Flusterstorm. Flusterstorm is super good against Empty.
Yeah.
Wow, and now that the Swarm is under control,
Yeah,
that Wasteland was
the
right
series
on
of plays
top.
here. The Bolt, the Wasteland, the lack of red mana to just go off from
This
Ben.
is one of the best Belcher games I've ever seen. This is like a real game here. This is interesting. It's almost like sealed deck.
Yeah, from a bird's eye view, it looks like this poor guy's being beat on with just a one land in play. But we know you don't need that much land with this deck. This is it's a lot closer than it looks.
Alternatively, he's been flooded and drew all the land in his deck
Yes.
very early on.
Yeah, he was. Ben Perry is flooded this game. All right, we're gonna say go. 7 life.
We're getting pretty close to time to just start swinging with everything.
If you're Ben, I might have blocked with 1 goblin early on, or just hold 1 back for the young pyromancer, just so you would have stunned some of that damage you've been taking.
Well, it only would prevent 1 damage at some point, because then you just attack again.
Saves you 1 damage. There's therapy coming. He's going to be naming Empty the Warrens, I think. That's the only card to get him back in this, I think.
There's a lot of rituals in his
What
hand.
do you name? Ooh, do you name Charbelcher? This had to be one of those two.
No, could have been one of the rituals.
Oh, he has.
Remember, he can. Yeah, exactly.
Back.
And what's sick is that when you flash it back, you get another token to replace it.
Yeah.
So good.
We were just. Ben is now. Was very close, but looking grimmer and grimmer as we proceed.
Ruben
here.
Bresler's got to be doing a happy dance right about now.
Oh yeah.
Ruben was not wanting to play against Belcher.
So he did name Charbelcher. Clearly one of the 2 cards you named because.
And now he names Empty.
All right. Well, we need to draw. I have no idea. Because we're gonna block 1 here.
Definitely have to block 1.
Yep. Nope.
No, okay. Well. So now he's facing down lethal.
Lethal, yep. That probe?
Well, you got a probe.
Yep, go for it.
There's no more time. This is it. This is your moment. Opportunity only comes once.
Yeah.
I guess, if you're Belcher.
The opportunity has come and passed our friend Ben Perry here. Knowing his deck, I don't see any card he could possibly draw here. Lotus Petal would let you have mana.
Flusterstorm is a tough one.
Flusterstorm is right there, staring at him, dead in the face.
There's Simian Spirit Guide. So he's got some mana. Let's do this. We can do this. All right. So he starts with Simian Spirit Guide, and he's got. He's going to cast Rite of Flame. And remember, he's got Guttural Response to help.
He doesn't have anything to do with the mana though. He's just.
He is just having a little bit of fun.
He's having a good time. So you have all the mana.
Eric says, you know what? You can have red. Let's let you have that.
Come on, Ben. Curtain calls.
Na 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 na.
Na 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 na.
Hey. Ben packs it up. All right. Eric Rill advances to the finals with his Grixis Delver deck. What a match! Both players giving sincere, congratulations and just a very well played game to each other, as that was an super exciting matchup.